Hi everyone, this is Jane here, just going to pop down some cards for our weekly reading. And I'm going to start with the black and white Faulkner deck as usual. So let's have a shuffle and see what we've got. I will be putting up the pick a card that I promised you in a couple of days. I've just had to delay it a little bit because of some other things that have been going on with me. So I will put it up, but it won't be for a couple of days. Okay, let's just see what we've got today. Okay. So the first card I've got for us is Death. And if you've watched my stuff before, and if you've watched most tarot readers before, you'll know that the Death card's nothing to really freak out about. A lot of people still do, but honestly, there's really no need. All Death means in the tarot is that we are looking at a kind of rebirth, really, or a transformation. And that can come in many forms. It can be something really little in your life that transforms, or it can be absolutely massive. With the Death card in tarot, it's one of the major arcana, so it usually talks about something that is a major life transformation. But as what we're doing is we're putting down a card for the week. It may not be a major transformation. It could just be something that you've seen, that you've been struggling with, and that situation starts to transform for you. So it's a really great card. It talks about that kind of energy of being able to let go of anything that has just been holding you back, not allowing you to grow, and then kind of spreading your wings and being able to fly. It is, I mean, a lot of people talk about this, and I've talked about it loads of times, the kind of analogy of the caterpillar into the butterfly. You know, the caterpillar has to almost like shed that old skin to be able to allow the wings to grow. So it could be talking to you today for the beginning of the week of kind of needing to shed that old skin and have a new approach. So it's a great card. Let me just have a shuffle of the mystical moments tarot. I know I've said this before, but I do love this card. These cards, they are fantastic. They're really, really lovely. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Okay, so then we have Six of Wands, and I've just realised I'm doing this and I've got the wrong glasses on. So let me just put the right glasses on. That's better. I can actually see properly now. So here we've got the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is basically the victory card. It is success. It is victory. In a traditional tarot deck, like a Rider-Waite style tarot deck, it would be somebody riding in on a horse with their, with their gold medal, and everyone around them adoring them because of this achievement. In this deck, it's a bit different to that, and it's got this kind of energy of the hummingbird, or I don't know what those birds are that feed on nectar, but that's the bird. It's so, to me, that is kind of saying to you that you can achieve this higher level. You can see the bird there. The bird is above the trees. We have raised ourselves to a higher level. And that could be something to do with what Death is saying. You know, if we can shed that old skin and get rid of it, we can rise to this higher level. You know, he's been successful, hasn't he? He's arrived, or she has arrived at the flower. He's able to drink the beautiful nectar. That's the goal, you know. The goal of the bird is to be able to get to the beautiful flower and drink the nectar. So that's the success, that's the victory. So beginning of the week, we've got this energy of needing to get rid of or shed that skin so that we can break out. When we break out, we can achieve these amazing things. So I love those. I love those two cards together. They are great. So absolutely brilliant energy to start the week with. Let's have a look and see what the Oracle has for us, the Sacred Forest Oracle deck. And just see what we've got. I love this sticker as well. I've got some new decks and I really want to start working with them a little bit. But I'm kind of stuck on these two at the moment. I always have my Faulkner deck on the go. That is always by my side. When I'm reading professionally for people, that's the deck I use. Sometimes I dip into an Oracle or an Angel card for people if that's what they want. Or if we're doing like a Halloween reading, then I might use some spooky decks for them. But on the whole, Faulkner is where I go because they are fantastic cards. They're so accurate. They just tell it like it is. So I work with a lot of people on the phones and text messages and stuff like that. So when I want a real quick answer, which you have to have when you're working that way, the Faulkner deck is perfect. So, and I love it. It just opens so many doors for me, and it's like a best friend now. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful deck. So let me just put down this Oracle and see what we've got there. Okay, so Meandering Pathway. So this card talks about flow. I love this card because it reminds me, and I don't know whether we've had it before recently or whether I've had it for myself, but I've got a feeling we've had it before on here. The Meandering Pathway is kind of meandering through the woods. Absolutely, that's what it is. But it feels magical to me. And the reason I say that is because we've got Gandalf. Now, this is very Lord of the Rings to me. It could be Merlin. It could be any wizard, really. But to me, it talks about Gandalf. And I almost feel like he's, wandering through those woods with his wand kind of lighting the way. So we've got this energy of the way being lit. So we may be on a meandering path. We may be feeling like we're wandering a little bit or feeling like we're taking a long way round. That can be annoying, especially if you're an Aries or a fire sign of any kind. That can be annoying. But what this pathway is showing me is that, we've got all this magic around us, all this on the way. The path is lit for us. You can see the light is coming through the tree. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we are getting to where we want to get to. In an ideal world, we'd go there, wouldn't we? But the pathway is leading us in a different way. Now, sometimes that can be frustrating. But the things that you find on that pathway, you might never have found if you'd gone straight from A to B. So by going a little bit of the long way round, it could be opening other doors to you that you would never have noticed before. Just as an analogy, I studied a long time to be a counsellor. It took probably about 6 years to do with all the training, and it cost a lot of money. During that process, things were happening with my health that were making that more and more difficult, and it was frustrating. But in that time, I found I'd always been working with tarot for myself and for friends and things like that. But in that time where I was meandering down this path of frustrating annoyance of getting to the end of my counselling diploma, I found tarot. I found the Faulkner deck, and that opened everything for me. So whilst I was frustrated with the whole scenario with counselling, and I still use those skills, I found something that worked better for me. So, that's just an example of how it worked for me. But sometimes the meandering pathway can be the pathway that works best in the end. Trust in the journey is what I would say. Go with the flow. Let's have a look and see what Brian has got to add for the end of the week, or for to sort of summarise the week, really, because I kind of feel like we've got a lot going on next week, but it's good, and it's just flows. I don't feel like we're fighting with anything. I don't feel like we're stressing with anything. The success is going to be there. Got this transformation that's happening. Just go with it, just go with it, enjoy it, and see what it brings, because it looks like it brings success. Let's have a look and see what Brian's got to add, though. So he always has something to add at the end. Okay, so he's saying, hold on tight and ride the hard times through. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but I believe in you. Keep going. So this meandering pathway, sometimes, like I say, if you're impatient, it can feel like a bumpy ride, because we want to push forward and we can't. So it's stressful. It can be frustrating. You can feel like it's unfair. You can feel like you're being blocked, and that the world's got something against you. All of those things, they're natural human responses, We all want it now. We live in a world where everything is delivered straight away. Nothing, you don't have to wait for anything anymore. So we have become used to instant gratification. But sometimes life's not like that. You have to just go with it. The more you can go with that meandering pathway, the less like this you have to feel. But, it does feel to me as if we're going to go through the next week, there is a really good chance of success if we just go with the flow and hang on in there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that's been helpful. If you would be able to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of thing, that really helps the channel out, as does leaving a comment. Even just leaving a little comment on the video really helps the channel to be seen. Doing great at the moment. I've got 500 subscribers. I'm so happy with that. But I'd really like to keep growing the channel so that I can reach out to more people. So thank you ever so much for watching. I will put up the can't get my words out, pick a card over the next couple of days, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.